You didn't move to Tohoku because you wanted to find the real Japan. You moved here because the student loans were a predatory animal at your heels, and the JET program offered a salary that felt like a fortune for a 23-year-old with a degree in creative writing. You arrived at the train station in a town whose name you still struggle to pronounce. A place where the mountains aren't majestic, they're just walls. The town is a masterpiece of erasure. It was built for 10,000 people and now holds barely 800. You walk past the shopping street, where the shutters are permanently down, rusted into place by 30 years of salt and silence. There is a sign in a window that says, "Back in 5 minutes." The paper is yellowed and brittle. The person who wrote it has probably been dead for a decade. You realize as you drag your suitcase over the cracked pavement that you aren't here to teach a language. You are here to provide a heartbeat to a classroom that is slowly turning into a museum. Your school was built for 500 students. There are only 12 left. In the mornings, you stand in a hallway that smells of floor wax and cedar, listening to the echoes of your own footsteps. It's a sound that makes you feel like an intruder in a tomb. Your colleagues are tired men in their 50s who spend their breaks staring at the mountains, counting the days until their own retirement or the school's inevitable closure. In the classroom, you teach the future tense. I will go, I will become, I will see. You look at the 6 students in the front row. They are the last of their kind. They don't look at you. They look past you, at the forest encroaching on the baseball field. You realize the cruelty of your lesson. You are teaching them how to describe a world they will have to leave if they want to survive. You are the bridge to a life that will inevitably lead them away from this valley, and every A you give them is a step closer to making this town a little bit emptier. The sun sets at 4:30 p.m., and the town disappears. The only light comes from the glowing red eyes of the vending machines and the single, flickering lantern of the town's only remaining Izakaya. You go there because your apartment is a plastic box that hums with the sound of a lonely refrigerator. The owner is a woman named Sato-san who calls you sensei with a mixture of respect and pity. She gives you extra miso and tells you about the time when the town had a cinema and a festival that lasted 3 days. She shows you a photo of her son who lives in Sendai and hasn't visited in 3 years. You realize then that in this town, everyone is waiting for something that isn't coming back. You drink your beer and listen to the old men argue about rice prices, their voices blending with the wind that rattles the sliding doors. You aren't one of them, but for an hour, the noise of their memories is better than the silence of your own walls. Winter arrives like a heavy curtain. The snow doesn't fall, it occupies. It buries the rusted swing sets and the abandoned cars. You stand on the platform of the station, waiting for the 6:12 p.m. train. It is the last one of the night. You look at the digital display, the only modern thing in the entire valley. You realize that your contract is up in 6 months. You will take your savings, your stories, and your future tense, and you will head south toward the neon lights and the noise. You will be another name on a list of foreigners who passed through the valley and left no mark. But as the train pulls into the station, you see a drawing taped to the window of the ticket booth. It's a picture of a cat, drawn by one of your students. Underneath, in shaky English, it says, "Thank you, teacher. Please don't forget us. You board the train." The doors hiss shut, sealing out the cold. As you move through the dark, watching the town's lights flicker and vanish like dying embers, you realize that the tragedy of Tohoku isn't that it's empty. It's that it's still here, holding its breath, waiting for a story that has already reached its final page.